Apex Legends might be the biggest thing in mainstream media right now since Fortnite, reaching 10 million players within 72 hours of launch, and at the time of making this video, being the most streamed game on Twitch by almost 100,000 viewers. The success of this game's launch is undisputable. The real kicker though is that this game, this free-to-play game, has been published by none other than EA. Yeah, EA. When you have a company like EA getting into the free-to-play business model, it's truly a sign that times are changing, and I thought it would be a good chance to take a breather, look back on the last few years of gaming, and have a discussion with you guys about gaming business models. Specifically, I want to share my opinion on why free-to-play is the best thing to happen in recent memory to multiplayer games. Just to clarify, everything I'm sharing is just my opinion. I encourage you guys to agree or disagree with me, and better yet, share your thoughts down below in the comments. This video is going to be divided into 3 parts. First, I want to talk about how the gaming industry has changed in the last decade or two, and how these changes have made the free-to-play business model more appealing. Second, I'll be discussing Fortnite in particular and how it's handled the free-to-play business model, and why I think Epic Games has set the bar in free-to-play gaming. Finally, I'll be coming back to the main point at hand, which is Apex Legends, and I'll give my thoughts on the current cosmetic and character unlock system. With that being said, let's get started. Unless you're an 11-year-old Fortnite player who knows how to do the backpack kid dance in real life, I think we can all remember gaming in the early and mid 2000s. We all remember saving up money, or if you were fortunate enough, getting the early Call of Duty or Halo games as a Christmas or birthday present. Once you owned the game, nothing stood in the way between you and the game's content. And when there were unlockables, such as the guns, skins, and attachments in the original Modern Warfare, there were no loot boxes or in-game purchases. You either got them from leveling up by playing the game, or from getting kills with certain guns. I'm sure you all remember how good it felt when you unlocked one of the golden gun skins. Fast forward to today, and things aren't looking so good. The most recent Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, came under fire last year for selling a red dot reticle in the in-game shop for 100 COD points. That's about $1. The most recent Battlefield was launched with maps, campaign missions, and a full game mode unavailable. The game was simply incomplete. The worst part is that these are AAA titles that cost just as much, if not more than what their predecessors did. If you factor in upgraded versions of games such as deluxe and collector editions, season passes, DLCs, map packs, and cosmetics, then these titles cost significantly more than their predecessors. And there's a real reason why I'm making this comparison. Gaming is simply not what it used to be. It's undeniable that every year, gaming makes up a larger and larger part of the entertainment industry as a whole. And to the average businessman and stockholder, gaming is a legitimate way to fill up their wallets. Publishers want to extract all possible profit from the games that they publish. Selling the game once is not enough. They want you to buy map packs, DLCs, loot boxes, cosmetics, and much more. And the fact of the matter is, for the most part, gamers are willing to shell out a few extra dollars for that kind of content. If it didn't work, then developers would not be doing it. However, as mentioned a few minutes ago, AAA games with a plethora of microtransactions are coming under scrutiny, and gamers are becoming increasingly more hesitant to put out their wallet for shady business practices. While these purchased games are coming under fire, free-to-play gaming has been experiencing something entirely different. As shown at the beginning of this video, Twitch's top streamed games are for the most part free-to-play. League of Legends, Fortnite, and Apex Legends are not only free-to-play, they're free-to-play with mostly cosmetic content being locked behind a paywall. Fortnite is the exception, in which only cosmetic content is locked behind a paywall, and all aspects of gameplay are completely free, but we'll get to that in part 2. I think the reason that these games are so successful is because they are free to play. The initial risk with launching a game completely free is that if the game fails quickly, then almost no income is made. For the average consumer, why would you buy cosmetics for a game that sucks? As a result, this places a huge burden not only on the developers of the game, but most importantly the publisher as well. Not only do they need to ensure their game is good, they want the game to have a long lifespan. A person is much more willing to invest in cosmetics if the game seems like it has a good future ahead. Furthermore, the longer the game lasts, the greater the time span over which cosmetic sales can occur. These two factors offset the enormous cost of developing a AAA game then releasing it for free. In terms of our gameplay experience, this means we get interesting gameplay mechanics and systems, which are the core factor of the game's enjoyment, and the game receives a ton of attention from developers in the form of balance patches, content patches, and more to ensure the game's longevity. The good news is that publishers are getting the memo, as evidenced with the launch of Apex Legends. EA, which typically tries to implement as much shady microtransactions in a game as possible, has followed a pretty ethical free-to-play business model, which I will elaborate on in part 3. Without touching our pockets, millions of people have had a chance to play what might be the most professional execution of a battle royale game to date. And the most important part is that the game is fun. That's all we want in the end, a fun game. If this is the business model that can guarantee fun gameplay mechanics and game longevity while also making the publishers happy with the profit they are making, then I'm on board. I could sit here and talk about the surreal success of the game that is Fortnite, but I think you're all aware of that already. I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptical of the game at first. Its success at launch was similar to Apex Legends, but I doubted that the game would last long. Like many, I thought it was a quick battle royale cash grab, and many initially coined it as some weird hybrid between PUBG and Minecraft. 7 in-game seasons later, and I couldn't have been more wrong. In terms of game systems and game mechanics, the gunplay in Fortnite is pretty lackluster in comparison to other big-name battle royale games. The building, however, is anything but a gimmick. If you watch Fortnite clips from the past 2 years or so, the evolution of building and the different building metas developed by some of the names you've heard of, such as Myth and Tfue, have created a real unique skill curve in what might have originally been considered Minecraft Hunger Games with guns. Let's not forget about the consumables and environment either. Golf carts, ATVs, planes, jumping pads, ice and spike traps, porta-forts, and much more help keep the gameplay fun and fresh and allow for some memorable moments in the form of funny vehicle accidents with your friends or outplays that allow you to turn the tide in a losing fight. These things have kept the game fun, at least to its core audience. But what about gameplay longevity? The most surprising thing for me is how much effort Epic Games puts into content updates, especially between seasons. Over the last 7 seasons, look how much the in-game map and environment has changed. Let's not forget about the inclusion of lots of different game modes, including a fully fledged creative mode, and the constant stream of new in-game weapons, items, and things to interact with in the environment. When a game's developer team is this active, it keeps the audience fully engaged in the game, excited for what might come next. So for the most part, Epic Games has ticked both boxes of game enjoyment and longevity. So how are they making money? How are they profiting off of this effort? The handling of microtransactions in Fortnite, in my opinion, might be the best execution in a game that I have seen to date. There's really 2 main ways you can get cosmetics. You can buy skins, dances, and emotes in the in-game shop for anywhere between $5 to $20 in real life. Nothing new really. However, for $10 you get access to a battle pass that spans an entire in-game season. The battle pass has 100 tiers, with cosmetics that would probably cost over $100 if they were simply bought from the in-game shop. What makes the battle pass special is the relatively low price, but the caveat is you have to earn those cosmetics. They can be earned by playing the game and leveling up, but the main contribution to your battle pass tiers are weekly challenges. Not only are these challenges creative and interesting, weekly challenges need to be completed for a weekly reward, and a skin is usually awarded once you have acquired all the weekly rewards. The point I'm trying to make is simply this: the game and all aspects of it are free, but if you're interested in cosmetics, you're pretty much forced to buy the battle pass and earn them yourself. If you don't want to earn them, you can buy tiers, but the only thing being affected by that would be your wallet and your sense of accomplishment. Earning them is not boring either. You get to play a constantly evolving game and complete challenges that are reminiscent of gun camo and armor challenges in Modern Warfare and Halo 3. You could even say that the tier 100 skin in a battle pass is the spiritual successor to the golden gun skins back in COD 4. Furthermore, the content and battle passes are exclusive, and once a season has finished, you'll never get a chance to earn them again. A robust progression system and cosmetics that can only be earned during a season, which creates exclusivity, helps the game rather than hurt it, like typical microtransactions. I believe Fortnite is not dying anytime soon. If Epic Games keeps giving this game the attention it currently does, I think we'll be seeing build battles for a very long time. Back to the topic at hand, Apex Legends. If your gameplay is mainly about shooting, then shooting should feel good. And guess what? Shooting in Apex Legends feels really good. Not only that, movement in the game is great as well, with crouch sliding, vaulting, and a combination of the two that makes you feel like a kid wearing a white bath towel, pretending he's Altair from the original Assassin's Creed. The most important gameplay aspect, however, are the variety of classes and their unique abilities. Not only does this add an extra layer to the typical Battle Royale genre, the abilities and how best to use them contribute to a skill curve that makes you want to play the game and get better. Furthermore, synergy between how you play your class along with your squad mates can create some pretty memorable moments. Take Wraith's two-way teleport for example. You could set it up to lure the enemy in and have Caustic lay all his traps in front of it while firing on them at the same time. Apex Legends also makes some interesting additions to the Battle Royale genre. Different locations have different tiers of rewards. This high-risk, high-reward environment creates incentive for landing at specific places and determines your playstyle. My favorite addition, however, would have to be teammate banners and the ability to bring them back from the dead. After only playing for a few days, there's truly no greater thrill than being the last one alive and sneaking by to a respawn beacon to give your squad a second chance at winning the game. Basically, all I'm trying to say is that this game is really fun, and most people seem to agree with me as well. But what about game longevity? The truth is, that's yet to be seen, but I'm hoping that Respawn Entertainment takes cues from Epic Games and stays active throughout the game's lifespan. If they do, then we might see this launch success extend very well into the future. Now let's get to the microtransactions. How EA decides to implement this could very well make or break this game. In terms of cosmetics, Apex Legends has launched with a full arsenal of character skins, quips, executions, gun skins, and much more. The intention has been clear since day one. They intend to profit off of these cosmetics immediately. So far you can get loot crates similar to Overwatch when you level up, which gives you a taste of the cosmetic side of the game. One thing I like in particular is crafting metal. This is earned by playing the game and it allows you to target specific cosmetic items that you're interested in. A simple but effective method of progression. If you aren't interested in either of these methods, then you can spend actual money to buy them instead. One thing worth noting though is that at launch, Mirage and Caustic, 2 of the 8 available classes are locked. You can buy them through grinding in-game currency or by simply buying them. Truth be told, the grind to unlock a character is not that bad, and the majority of the character pool is available for free anyway. I think it helps add another sense of progression without hampering the gameplay experience. In the future though, I think that they should continue to open up the free Legends pool as they release new Legends. As long as they maintain a majority of the Legends free, then I don't think there is an issue with the system. I think that Apex Legends can take microtransactions to another level though. Include a system like the Battle Pass. For a small fee, give us the chance to use in-game time and skill to unlock cosmetics. And yes, they should be exclusive to that season too. Exclusivity is what gives it value. Better yet, add unique weapon and class challenges that take time and effort to earn. We want spiritual successors to things like the golden gun skins in COD 4 and like the black Kiraji battle tank in WoW. Give us goals that truly challenge our ability to play the game and let the rewards match the effort put in. That, in my opinion, is the recipe for a long-lasting game and a happy player base. And that's all I really have to say. If you enjoyed this video and want to see similar content in the future, I'd appreciate if you give this video a like and hit the subscribe button. And most importantly, share your thoughts down below. How we spend our money when it comes to gaming is the main factor that influences game publisher decisions. Let's be conscious of this, and as you may have heard many times before, let's vote with our wallets.